With episode 2 of Star Trek Discovery, season 2, New Eden, are we back to what makes Star Trek great again? Is this the road to kind of the old school classic Trek that we were kind of used to in the years leading up to Star Trek Discovery season 1?
It definitely feels like it.
Yeah.
Like an away mission down to a planet with a very kind of odd problem that they have to, kind of delve into.
A simpler society.
Yeah. Pre-warp. And it's something that comments on the current time.
Well, let's think about that, because on the surface level, I definitely feel that this is maybe kind of even the most TOS episode that they've done.
Yeah.
But even diving deeper into some of the themes here, we've got a lot of this faith versus science sort of discussion going on. And I think if you think back to the Roddenberry era of TOS, a lot of it was how extraterrestrial entities were worshipped as gods.
Sure,
very much
think of
so.
like Who Mourns for Adne. That's like probably the best example.
Yeah, and even mid-school Star Trek with like the prophets on Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Very constant theme through all of Star Trek, and they're tackling it here with the Red Angels. And I do enjoy the fact that Pike can have this great conversation at the very end with Jacob, the scientist, and he even reconfirms Jacob's own faith in science by the very end of it. So I like this interesting juxtaposition that we get with the faith versus science stuff that's going on here.
Yeah.
It's very, very Star Trek. And I'm wondering, I don't know, what do you think is the closest example that we got to that in season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, where it really felt as if they were living within the spirit of the older previous series?
I think there's kind of two answers to that. I feel like the truthful answer is Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad, which felt very like those TNG high concept
Sure.
episodes, like Cause and Effect, for example, that are just like a ton of fun and take a really like hooky premise and just play with it to the max. But throwing in a bit of TOS color with that one, with obviously Harry Mudd and Stella and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like if you were to ask the Discovery writing staff, they would say CV Pacem Parabellum, because they talked a lot about how that episode was like their away mission episode, with
Sure.
the Pavans and all that. And I think they're not necessarily incorrect in saying CV Pacem is maybe the most true to maybe those previous series, in the sense there was a lot more shows like that than there were of Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad.
Yeah,
but I think that one captured the spirit far better than CV Pacem.
Yeah, I think that's a good assessment there. Are you hoping that we get more episodic adventures going forward with Star Trek Discovery, similar to how we had the Red Angel arc that started in episode 1?
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit more in the background. It's more the B story, where the A story focused much more on what was going on in New Eden. And
Right.
What do you think they should be doing moving forward?
I think this is a great idea to have these sort of episodic stories that touch on maybe a theme. I do worry we're going to get 12 more episodes of science versus faith.
Okay.
That could be a bit much, I think. I think people like a little bit of variety in the themes that Star Trek's tackling. But I think this is a great way to go about it. And I mean, maybe it's just me, but I feel like Pike as a character opens the door to classic Star Trek storytelling in a way that Lorca didn't.
Right.
It just makes sense to me.
Okay. Well, do you think Lorca would ever have an away mission that went like this? Would he be the one shooting the people instead of getting shot with the phaser cam?
Jacob, you don't want to know what would have happened to you.